The science behind why a cup of coffee tastes so good in the cafe, we need to consider the brew method itself. Let us analyze the steps of making a naturally processed coffee. The coffee cherry is picked up ripe, and in Ethiopia, it is delivered to washing stations. Washed is a term used to describe the coffee seeds that are removed from its coffee fruit. The coffee fruits are let to dry up to 8 to 12 hours, which creates a distinct profile. After the coffee fruits dry, the coffee and its cherry are run through a honing machine, which uses friction to move the coffee beans and its parchment layer. When the coffee beans are powdered, its particle size play a major role which affects the behavior of things and has an adverse effect on the flavor of coffee. The perfect coffee grind has a lot of physical factors involved in it. They have got beans coming in that may not be always the same. They have got humidity and they have to work out to bring all of them together. So when you are extracting coffee, you talk about a flavor profile. A coffee that is under extracted is really sour, and a coffee that is over extracted is really bitter. But the two things combined give you a sweet flavor which is somewhere in the middle. So, what causes a coffee to be over or under extracted? Here we see larger coarse particles are more permeable, which means the hot water flows more quickly through them. And if the water flows too quickly, you are likely to get an under extracted coffee. By contrast, smaller particles hold the water in amongst themselves and slow their flow. But when these fine grains are steeped in water for too long, the caffeine flavor steeps out in more of the bitter, resulting in an over extracted coffee. To demonstrate the impact of grind size in coffee flavor, a simple experiment is used. The coffee from different grinds are extracted into separate beakers. Then we use a machine called a reflectometer. The reflectometer is used to measure how many dissolved solids have been extracted from the coffee. Just changing one variable grind size had a tremendous effect on the coffee flavor, and it was found that the coffee that was near the middle with 1.37 total dissolved solids tasted better and was sold out better. Sometimes stamping the coffee also makes it good, from where we get these popular styles of coffee called the espresso. Espresso is pulled from an espresso machine by forcing pressurized hot water through finely grounded coffee beans to produce a rich, oily coffee shot. It was found that if you have good resistance to the pressure, then you can extract more oils with the water, and the oily parts of the coffee are where you get a lot of deep flavor. To create this resistance, baristas stamp their coffee before they start their extraction. Tamping of coffee is something similar to tampering of chocolate, where it helps to compress the aggregate of different particle sizes, which in turn helps increase the resistance to the hot water that's being pushed into it. And to know the pressure of water that is given into it, we use this formula: pressure is equals to force by surface, where pressure is measured in terms of Pascal, force in terms of Newton, and surface in terms of meter square. Tamping also makes sure the density of coffee grind is uniform. So if you have got any pockets in your coffee, that is weak spots with less coffee particles per cubic centimeter, the water will move quickly through them, and as you know, that leads to under extracted coffee. And while there is a lot of superstitions among the baristas about how hard you should tamp coffee, from the perspective of physics, it's straightforward. You just need to press hard enough. If you press too hard, it doesn't make any difference. The grind size of coffee powder varies as to extra fine, fine, medium, coarse, and extra coarse particles as shown here. We use different brewing methods for different particles, and for fine, it's espresso and mocha part method, where the mocha part is shown here. And for coarse particles, the brewing methods are French press method. For extra coarse particles, the brewing methods are cold brew and cold press, where the particles are damped before. It is said that an excellent coffee must be brewed in 25 seconds with 1 milliliter per second. As demonstrated, here I conclude that even a small cup of coffee is subjected to severe laws of mathematics and physics. This is the fate of everything in the universe. Thank you all for your time.